DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the FL1 Betting Podcast here on FingerLakes1.com. Our third season of the podcast coming in hot. Paul Russo, Jim Sinicropi, Kyle Evans here with you, as always, or as it was last year, just the Kyle Evans betting show if you were tailing him. So will Kyle do the same thing this year? We'll have to stick around and find out here. So, guys, looking forward to another season. Hopefully, Jim, for me and you, we can be like Kyle last year, I guess. And
it's a clean slate.
Yeah, that's for sure. So look forward to that. Thank a couple of our sponsors here before we get further down the line, including Nolan's Catering, planning a special event. Let Nolan's Catering help you curate your next occasion. Now booking special events at Hotel Canandaigua, Tapestry Collection by Hilton on Lakeshore Drive, the Fallbrook House at Canandaigua Country Club, or Nolan's on South Main Street in Canandaigua. Nolan's is ready to curate a food and beverage package perfect for any occasion. From elegant weddings to corporate events and private parties, enjoy the moment knowing Nolan's has it covered. To plan your perfect event, you can visit nolansonthelake.com. And West & Company Diamonds and Jewelry, full-service family-owned jewelry store serving Auburn and the surrounding communities. You can check them out online at westandcompany.com or stop in and browse their selections at 10 Genesee Street in downtown Auburn. West & Company, crafting fine jewelry since 1982. All right, guys. Football season's here. NFL kicks off in, well, as of time we're live and recording here, about 6 hours, and if my math is right, about 13-plus minutes. Can't beat it, and with that also means, for a lot of people, their betting year begins now officially, so looking forward to it. Kind of want to start here as we kind of usually do a little bit. If there's any futures or anything like that you guys kind of had circled. I know for you, actually, Jim, specifically, I know you're doing some best ball stuff here this season as well that you are already really looking forward to. So,
well, it was fun to do the drafts.
Fair.
So, now we'll sit back and see how they do. But, it's fun doing live drafts. I'm only in one fantasy football league. Mm-hmm. And so, you prepare for that one league. Might as well do some best ball drafts, too, on DraftKings.
True. Yeah, I know there's that, which kind of follows more of like the DFS, the daily fantasy side of things, maybe more so than betting. But at the end of the day, I know I always say this a lot on here in regards to futures, and elsewhere, it's kind of a little bit of an investment anyway of sorts when you think about it, in the sense of longevity and kind of seeing how it fully plays out and pays out at the end potentially.
There wasn't many futures that I loved this year.
Yeah.
I did a few like player prop parlays, like yardages and touchdown totals. Last year, my big bet was on Denver, I think, to win more than 5 games or 6 games or whatever I teased it to, and that was an easy win. But nothing stood out to me this year, so I didn't lay anything down.
I'm similar in that as well to you. I know years past, I usually hop on and do a couple, but in terms of even offerings this year, I kind of just wasn't thrilled with a lot of them either. It to me, and I could be wrong, let's not act like I see every single book out there or anything like that. Just the ones I saw, just wasn't really thrilled with the overall, I guess, availability of certain markets and certain players and stuff like that. Just nothing left a really good taste in my mouth this season.
You do any futures, Kyle?
I only did one. I just put $10 in the Bills to win the Super Bowl at plus 750.
You know what?
Surprise.
I've never done it.
Okay.
I put $10. I can't remember how much. It might have been 10. It might have been 20 on the Super Bowl being Bills Commanders.
Hey.
And I can't remember the odds, but they were pretty high, and so we'll see.
Yeah, because I keep seeing people. I'm shocked. They really think the Commanders are going to be the disappointing team or the team that might miss the playoffs. I don't see it.
No, they're back in full, better than they were last year, right? With personnel-wise.
Well, yeah. I kind of mentioned it yesterday. trying to keep expectations kind of level. Sophomore slumps can be a real thing.
This isn't the Redskins. This isn't the
I,
old team.
I understand.
This is a good team.
I'm just saying overall, we've seen it before. The sophomore slump can be a real thing. That's also a reason why I know, Jim, like you mentioned last year with Denver, I know a lot of people are high on Denver too this year. I'm just I'm just treading water, seeing where everything kind of goes with those two teams, for example.
Well, the expectations for Denver have exceeded. Like the win total is, I can't remember what it was, but it was, double digits. And, sorry, I just not interested in buying into that. But I think that what Washington has is similar to the breakout the Lions had, except they're not the Lions. Mm-hmm. They're a franchise that has been to the Super Bowl before, albeit with a different mascot. But yeah, and I think the NFC is kind of up for grabs. I mean, the Eagles are the best team in the NFC, right?
Yeah.
But, can Saquon Barkley go through a second season without injuries? A.J. Brown is injury prone. They've had some minor losses on their offensive line and defense over the past couple of years. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not. If the odds were even money, I wouldn't put a bet down that it'll be Buffalo, Washington. Right. But $10 in a dream.
Yeah, I mean it's the value element of it.
I think it was like 35 plus 35, 37, something like that. So it would pay off, and we'll just sit on that till February.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's all about the value of it, right? I mean, I know something me and you, Jim, we talked about through the summer a lot was, for example, just whether it's worth betting Scotty Scheffler when he's just so clearly, for example, just a favorite when, you could maybe either play something on a live line or, just go in the opposite direction because the value is just not making sense
wait,
for it.
And then, on Saturday, Scotty Scheffler's 6 shots back and then lay the money on him and watch him come back and win. But, yeah, it's fun that football is officially starting. I haven't followed the college games closely so far. I've looked at the results, but my bets for this opening week podcast are not going to include any college. I just don't have a feel for it. I know there's tremendous more opportunity in college to find an edge, but I'll be sticking with the NFL so far because that's where my focus has been in terms of like preparing for the fantasy drafts or looking at this week's lines. And college can be overwhelming. You need a lot of free time. So as the weather gets a little cooler, I spend a little more time on college, I think.
Kyle, I know you're notoriously I wouldn't say anti-college, but, you stick more to the program anyway in that sense.
Just a Syracuse guy, really.
Yeah.
Of course, watched the game last week and going to watch on Saturday.
Yeah.
Against UConn. What's the line on that one?
I have no idea. So I noticed.
Am I crazy? I thought it was 6.5, 7.5, or am I way off?
Well, that's the interesting thing. I know in my prep, and maybe, again, could be a user issue. I'm not going to sit here and run away from it. I noticed ESPN is not showing the lines.
Because we're in New York State, or
maybe I don't know. I just I know ESPN book though is legal in New York, so I have no idea what the hell is going on with.
But we can't bet on Syracuse,
right? But I'm saying period though. I couldn't. For me, it wasn't showing any of the lines. At least on I'm talking on desktop anyway. Yeah.
I have Syracuse 6.5.
That's a lock, right?
I would
off a loss.
I would say I know for me from just an overall perspective, they need to go out and handle the next 2 weeks, So
yeah, obviously, and then reset the season and try to pick up a couple upsets.
Also because in 3 weeks they're at Clemson, so if you can't beat UConn, you can't, especially the Colgate one next week. But that's a different discussion.
UConn, Colgate, we'll win those games.
Yeah, altogether. So, Jim, I'm actually with you. I know the returning listeners and watchers know I bet college a lot. But this week, I wasn't a fan of a lot of the lines or anything like that on the college side overall. Frankly, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the stuff on the pro side of it, if I'm being totally honest. But that's more of a week one thing for me where I just don't typically like a lot week one anyway. So kind of have to.
I got a season-long angle of something I'm trying. I don't know if I want to share it now or at the end. What do you think?
Hold off.
I'll hold off.
Yeah. I think at this point we could probably honestly go into our picks at this point anyway. we kind of already touched, like I said, on the futures and stuff like that. So I think we can kind of get to our
what we
picks.
do
So
here is we go 3 picks a week. No parlays, just straight picks, and then we kind of track it.
yeah, and then each pick is 1 unit. We start the year each with 10 units and kind of go from there. So a little different this year. Normally we would just rattle off each 3 of our own right in a row, but this year we're going to round robin it, 1 each as we go around to do our 3 picks, or however many say you got for the week. I know this week I have 3 personally.
3.
You got 3 as well, Jim. Yeah. Kyle, you got 3. So I say, Kyle, the floor is yours because you won last year. So offer up, who is pick number 1 for you?
Well, I'm actually going to go with the Brazil game first.
Oh, wow.
I truly believe the Chargers are in trouble. They have a couple injuries that are big, so I'm taking Chiefs -3.
All right.
And Patrick Mahomes' numbers in week 1 are just insane.
How is he playing Brazil, though?
It's true.
I mean, if they can't win by 4 against a banged-up Chargers team,
They're playing the Chargers. This isn't like playing Carnival.
I feel good about it. I really do. It
Okay.
was my first pick when I made it early this morning.
Okay. I like that. Going confident. Jim, I'll let you go because you finished second last year.
Well, I always list 4 games so I don't double up with you guys. So I'm going to, for my first one, go with the Giants +5.5 at Washington. Counterintuitive to my futures bet I just mentioned, but I think Washington can still not cover the spread against the Giants and make it to the Super Bowl.
I don't hate that bet anyway in the moment for week 1. So.
Well, the reason why is, okay, last year Washington beat the Giants twice, as a lot of teams did. But it was competitive divisional games. I mean, and as a matter of fact, in those 2 losses, the Giants lost by 3 points and 5 points.
Yep.
And I think the Giants are better this year than they were
sure.
last year.
Yeah.
Overall, the Giants have covered in 4 of the last 6 meetings with Washington, as well as 6 of the last 7 in Washington. And the Giants' last 7 visits to Washington, their worst result was a 3-point loss. So I'm looking for a tight divisional game to open up the season. I do think the Commanders will win, but won't cover.
Yeah. My main thing with that, actually, why I like that +5.5 is obviously keeping it close and stuff like that week 1, but I'm not fully convinced Washington's run defense is all that improved from last year. And I know I mentioned it yesterday on Fresh Takes. I'll mention it here maybe if you're one of the people who might say jump in and do a futures bet after week 1 or something like that. My name to watch is Tyrone Tracy, the running back for the Giants this year. I think that's going to be a name that a lot of people will recognize. And obviously in the running game, like I mentioned, running back, and I think the Giants will run the ball a lot more this year. I think that's a really good week 1 pick. So
Okay.
my first pick, I guess I'm kind of following the flair of you guys here, kind of riding road teams. I'm taking Carolina +3.5 on the road in Jacksonville. I'm high on Carolina this year, maybe to my chagrin. And frankly, Jacksonville, new head coach, new systems. We'll kind of see they're doing a little bit of, I wouldn't say running back by committee and stuff like that, but you got a few different running back mouths you're going to have to feed this year in Jacksonville.
Good thing, though.
Yeah, I think
Trevor
well,
Lawrence
sure.
is healthy.
Maybe.
They got Travis Hunter in the mix.
Yeah. I just think for a week 1 matchup that I view 2 teams as being pretty on the same playing field, then we'll take the team getting a field goal plus here.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Kyle, back to you.
Yeah, so I've been weighing this one for a while because it keeps moving. I don't know. Can I do the 51.5 for the over/under in the Ravens-Bills game? Is that what you guys saw it at? Because now it's down to 50.5.
I saw it at 50.5.
I saw it at 50.5 as well, but if you saw it at 51.5, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna take the under regardless because even if it's like a 30-20 game, that's under.
Yeah.
And I just think week 1, I mean, maybe they get off to a slow start, and Josh Allen is not really that good in week 1s. He has 13 or 14 turnovers in week 1 games. I think the offense will be slow to start off, and I think it goes under.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I think a better narrative. Well, it's tough.
Oh, and I
Because Derrick
forgot.
Henry has torn up the Bills in the past.
I forgot though. In the last 5 meetings, they've only went over 45 combined points once, and that was in last year's playoff game. So even in that 35-10 blowout in Baltimore in Week 4 last year,
They didn't cover the 50.
they didn't cover.
Yeah, I like Week 1 unders, and that's a good candidate for sure on a Sunday night.
I know we're going around the room technically, but for the sake of this, that under was also one of my picks as well. So,
All right.
Kyle, I'm with you on that under.
Do you want to do 50.5 or?
I'm going 50. If you saw 51, I'm going to give you the 51 and a
Well,
half.
no, it isn't the way we do it. Like, by the time we get here, you're going to get the best line that you can get between the
Right.
sites you monitor up there at the anchor desk. So I think it's 50.5.
All right, we'll go 50 and a half then.
Because I don't think you'll get that at 51 anymore anywhere, right?
I haven't
so.
seen.
It
but
may
I
go
don't-
down, but it's not going to go back up.
I thought I saw somewhere it was 52.5 like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
It
no,
keeps
that
dropping.
could-
Now,
the case,
that
yeah.
that one's a little bit different than say like last night or something like that.
Yeah, no, when
Well,
we
just showing
place
there's a
these
lot of
bets,
movement.
right? No, right.
the line that you can find, the best line you can find.
I
So
mean,
I'm
the only-
usually looking at my lines on FanDuel, but
The only lines I saw, they were all 50 and a half on it. So,
okay.
but that was also between the hours of 10 a.m.
So you guys are both going under 50
Yeah,
and a half.
yeah.
All right. Okay, so now we're going
Back-
to circle
back to
back
you,
to me
Jim,
for my
yeah.
second pick. You know, one of the picks I got down here is Jacksonville minus 3.5. I like the Jags. There was one team I was looking at putting a futures bet on. It
Yeah.
was the Jacksonville Jags this year.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I just think, they added Travis Hunter, which is dynamic, adds a dynamic element to things. They got the last year's top rookie wide receiver in Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
They do have some established and new running backs, better defense. I don't know. I just think it was one of those. You remember, what was it? 3 seasons ago, they were one game away from the AFC Championship,
Yeah.
where they had the big lead against, was it the Chargers, and they blew it in the playoffs? You remember? Was that the Chargers?
It's,
Well, regardless,
no, wasn't it? No, it was. I guess the Chargers. Yeah.
where they had literally
Yeah.
a 30-point halftime lead or something, and then anyways, that's not one of my picks, so I'm not going to go against you week 1.
I wouldn't be week 1, sure, but I wouldn't mind a few more lock fights throughout the year this year, though.
Yeah. So, well, I may come back to that for my third pick, but I'm going with another road team, as I did with my first pick with the Giants. I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders plus 2.5 at New England. A lot of people are high on the Patriots this year, myself included. I think that they are building something there that's kind of good, but it's not going to be built in week 1. They have 4 new offensive line starters, including 2 rookies. And they're going to have to deal with Max Crosby. Geno Smith, looking back at last season, had one of his best games of the season in September at New England. And I think you're going to see Ashton Jenny come out and be like one of the big stories of week 1. I think Geno Smith is more than capable. He's kind of flying under the radar going into the season. You got Jacoby Myers. You got
Brock Bauer.
Brock Bowers. You got the other wide receiver there, Thornton, and a couple other young guys. I don't know if the Raiders will be able to sustain it, but I think they will win outright at New England, so I'm going to take the 2.5.
Adding to that, I mean, still, you can't really always go by numbers, but I have this stat here. The Raiders last 11 games as an underdog, 0-11. So they're due.
I guess you can look at it that way. They're either due or they're through.
4-7 against the spread during that time,
Well,
and
it's
averaging
not-
just 17 points a game.
Not the worst, I guess, in that sense. So
I just think the headline or the storyline is just too good to be true. Mike Vrabel wins his debut. Stephon Diggs goes for a touchdown and a couple, or maybe 100 yards. I don't know. I mean, but that stat, if you believe in due, they're due.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens
Yeah.
on Sunday. That's the beauty of it. I think that's a 1:00 game.
it is. Yeah. So, all right. Final picks for each of us here, Kyle. What you got?
Yeah, so I should have said this pick before if we're going in order of the games, but I'm going to do – I really feel good about this. Broncos -7 at home against rookie Cam Ward and the Titans. I just think with them being in Denver with that defense going up against a rookie quarterback in the altitude, man, I think they win this game by 10 at least.
Well, if I could interject,
Have at it. I'm about to say, because I need to check the line on that.
Since 2010, underdogs of 6 points or more in week 1 have gone 41-27 against the spread.
Oh, and I'm looking here, and I use FanDuel, but now I'm on DraftKings right now. It is up to 8.5. I'm still taking it if you want me to go to the 8.5.
I had it at 7.5 here, but what line can you get there, Paul?
I'll say DraftKings. I got DraftKings. I got it at the 8.5, and FanDuel. Come on, survey says. Sometimes technology just really.
I mean, I could see
They're going to smother Cam Ward, that defense.
I think so, huh? Yeah, I'll let you
give him 7.5.
Yeah, we'll do 7.5 here.
Cool. Theoretically, if he was placing the bet at the time he chose it, it would have been 7.5. Right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, I was about to say that's a whole point swing already. So we'll let you keep it at the 7.5. As long as you're comfortable with it.
Easy dub.
All right, he's all in.
Well, I'm not going to bet against Kyle, but I will bet against you, Paul.
That's
Circling
fair.
back, I will take Jacksonville
Attaboy.
-3.5
Lock fight.
against Carolina.
I love that lock fight.
I think Jacksonville being home is a big part of it. I do think Bryce Young's going to kind of establish himself as the quarterback of the future for Carolina. Not that he didn't already at the end of last year, but I think Jacksonville has better coaching, better management in the front office. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I do like what they're doing in Carolina.
Yeah, I do too. So, all
It's
right.
not this week.
No, that's fair. I love lock fight though. I think we get a few more of these throughout the year. I'm with it. My final pick though, we'll stick kind of in the NFC South here. It is NFC South, but I'm on Tampa Bay -1.5 at Atlanta. I don't understand the hype around fully Atlanta this year. How many times, as football watching individuals, are we going to fall for the Falcons thing? I'm not doing it. I'm riding with the Bucs -1.5. I'm on board. I think the Bucs, by the way, are a really good team this year if you want to catch some value maybe as a futures bet.
I think so too. A lot of injuries in their receiving core right now. So there's just a lot of names, and so like everybody's talking about the Mika Ibuka.
Yeah. Steady Eddie Mike Evans.
What happens?
Still there.
Yeah, Mike Evans. I gotta love him. What happens if Chris Godwin comes back? But I agree with you. I mean, they're one thing about Tampa Bay that I think that Sean Tucker's going to have a big role in that offense by the end of the year. It'll probably take an injury. I think he'll supplant Rashad White soon as the number 2 guy.
Which reminds me, we didn't mention about Jacksonville. I have to interrupt, but Quinn Allen makes final roster there, and I know they're high on LaQuinn.
Oh, yeah, LaQuinn Allen. Can you imagine? Pick him up as a sleeper in your fantasy team. I mean, you got Travis Etienne. You got Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
You got
there's another
Tootin.
rookie there, yeah.
Tootin, what's his first name?
I'm not going to try.
Tootin Bayou.
I'm
And then
not
you got
trying.
LaQuinn Allen.
Yeah. It's a lot of mouths to feed in Jacksonville with that, but
LaQuinn Allen and Sean Tucker down in Florida trying to put a name for themselves. Another fantasy sleeper I got is Aranda Gadsden for the Chargers.
I have LaQuinn and Aranda in a dynasty league. They're on what we call it the taxi squad, which is where you can stash rookies and stuff like that. So
now, obviously, we're just homers and maybe going all in on.
Sure, but I mean those two dudes, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I love them. I from the first few catches Aranda Gadsden made as a Syracuse player, I said that guy's an NFL stud.
Yeah, my hot take, which I don't think it's going to be.
Meeks? You got Meeks on your taxi squad?
No, but he's practice squad anyway in Detroit. So,
Yep.
But my hot take last year was that LaQuinn's going to have a better NFL career than Sean Tucker. So, I guess we'll see on that front anyway. So,
Well, they're both on rosters,
Yes.
which is good for Syracuse.
yeah. So, all right, we got 9 total. Well, I guess not 9 total picks in that sense, but We got some picks there done and ready, and
9 picks.
not
You guys
bad.
did the same one of them.
Yeah, so we got 8 there. Technically, the 7th is a lock fight between me and you, Jim. We're back. We've never been more back for the betting pod.
Do you have anything for tonight, like you're doing on your own separately?
No, I maybe something Saquon related, but I do. It's supposed to be what?
Parlay.
It's supposed to be rainy.
Parlay. I got a parlay too. Maybe I should open it up so I can tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah, so I made this early this morning. Saquon to score, CeeDee Lamb to score, Dak over 248.5 passing yards, because they're going to play from behind and they're going to throw the ball a lot. And then I'm gonna take the Cowboys plus 10.5. I do not really think like everyone thinks it's going to be. Like it's not going to be a blowout. And I have numbers to back it up. Dak last 5 games versus Eagles, 4-1. 37.6 points per game, 305 passing yards per game, 16 touchdowns and 1 interception. And if you remember, the Eagles were very good last year, but one thing they did do is they allowed a lot of passing yards per game to quarterbacks. And that probably is because teams are playing from behind. So I like those picks, and I think it's going to be closer than everyone thinks. I just don't like the 8.5.
Yeah.
So that's why I bumped
No, that's
it
a
up.
lot of.
I don't love the game, and really, but obviously, I'm going to watch it. It's the first regular season game. I don't think I have anybody from either team on my fantasy squad, but I did throw together a player parlay, and I might do some live betting. But I got a $10 bet on this same game parlay. It's Dak Prescott over 250 yards passing.
Boy, man.
Devonta Smith records 120 plus yard reception. Devonta Smith with over 53.5 yards total, which if he catches a 20-yarder, he's almost halfway there anyway. And then Eagles money line. So those 4 picks parlayed will pay $70 on a $10 bet, $68.83 to be exact.
I just worry about tonight because I'm pretty sure isn't it supposed to be rainy down there tonight.
I have not heard that.
I could be wrong, but
Rain's in the forecast.
No matter what, they're going to have to throw the ball.
I know they're not going to run it, right?
They're going to be down.
I guess I just worry about from that element because I don't know, man. Who knows?
Oh, by the way, that Bills Commanders bet for the Super Bowl plus 4,500. I bet $25 to win. I can't read and I can't make it. 1,150.
Generational wealth.
Yeah. Yep. So let's go Bills and let's go Commanders, I guess.
Hey, I like one team in there. Weirdly enough, it's just not the other team. That's strangely. But no, I have a feeling the NFC chaos. I think Green Bay might come out of it this year, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But I do like the Bills. I know we talked about it on Bills Weekly Tuesday, and I know it's a different podcast entirely in this sense. But man, I really do like the Bills this year. I think a lot of things line up for them. If they don't take advantage this year, I don't know if they'll take advantage at all in that sense. So
yeah, it goes from the fan base having this general feeling of course it's going to happen to the point like, uh-oh, is this ever going to happen?
Yeah.
It's it's that kind of year. It's a swing year. So
I'm just surprised, too. I see, again, a lot of national media saying that they think the Bills are going to get the number 1 seed, something they have never done so far. But it kind of surprises me because then I also see a lot of people saying the Ravens are going to go to the Super Bowl finally.
I don't buy
see that.
well, they're going to both be contenders, and I think part of the reason why you see that sentiment on the Bills is because people feel like Kansas City's maybe jumped the shark a little bit, but they forget about Andy Reid, and Patrick Mahomes still in his prime, and they got key pieces maybe coming back as the season goes on in terms of Rashee Rice. You got a healthy Pacheco. You got new receivers in the receiver room. You got the same defense pretty much as you've had in the past several years.
I'm really high on Cincinnati, man. I really am. I think the defense, there's no way they're as bad as last year, and I think Joe Burrow. In fact, I'm going to make this bet when we get off here. I'm going to just put a little money on Joe Burrow to win MVP.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I do agree that Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense is going to be unbelievable, but I don't know if the defense has improved enough to get them to the Super Bowl.
That's my thing. I don't
There's no way they can be as bad as they were. They were
but can
really
they be
bad.
a Super Bowl quality? I mean, even
Well, they can just outscore their mistakes, which they did in the last 10 weeks. That's why they went off on that run because
yeah,
they
and
started
I agree
slow.
that can happen, but that doesn't win you Super
No.
Bowls. You can't outscore your opponents on the way to the Super
not.
Bowl. You need to have an average, at least an average NFL defense, right?
That's what I would always say about those Kansas City teams is they weren't great defensively, but they were the epitome of bend don't break. You know, it was. Yeah, they weren't bad, but they weren't good. But it was just the middle of the road could get the job done. I don't know if I see that with Cincinnati.
Well, I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl. I didn't say that. I just think Joe Burrow is going to win MVP, and I think
fair.
they're going to be better than a lot of people think. And in fact, I'll say this: they're going further than the Ravens will in the playoffs.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
A lot of Ravens hate around here and across the country.
Yeah.
They haven't done. What have they done?
No, I
haven't
know
done-
it's
they haven't-
justified, but they're in the mix again this year. It's going to be Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati, probably maybe Jacksonville.
And C.J. Stroud probably is saying, "What about me?"
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
that's
about to
right.
say
I mean,
the Houston thing is baffling to me because I don't. On paper, they should be, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Well, he had the sophomore slump you're talking about last year.
exactly.
12 picks, only had 5 in his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
So touchdowns were down. And that was even with, Diggs was in that offense last year, and then he got hurt.
Right, early on, I think he had 4 touchdowns before he got hurt.
Yeah.
So, I mentioned off the top an angle I'm playing.
I was about to say before we get out of here.
5 players last year averaged 1 touchdown a game or more in the last year regular season. Can you guys name them?
Scored
Averaged
Average.
1 touchdown a game.
Wait, in the entire NFL, you mean?
Yeah,
this is any position, right?
any position.
So,
not
Jamar
quarterbacks.
Chase.
Not quarterbacks. Yep, Jamar Chase was one.
Saquon.
Nope, he surprisingly did not average 1 a game.
Really?
Justin Jefferson?
Oh,
He was close. Not Justin Jefferson.
Jalen Hurts.
Nope, no quarterbacks. Well, no passing touchdowns.
Okay, because that's what I was.
Basically, you got Jamar Chase. The other 4 are running backs, and one of them you should 100% get.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's one.
Oh, James Cook.
James Cook's one. Kyron Williams was one,
Really?
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
because
if
he
I-
was constantly
yeah.
scoring.
and Jamar Gibbs was the 5th.
Wow. Yeah.
Now,
what
averaging
Gibbs
1 a
beat
game
her
means
too,
like
yeah.
some games they might have had 3, and other games they had none.
Well,
But
no, Gibbs is the example of that. He missed a game last year.
right,
Same with Cook. Well, Cook was because they sat him out, but
yeah. So if they didn't play in a game, they needed 1 less touchdown to get their average
true.
to average 1 a game. So, anyways, this week I got a 5-player to score a touchdown parlay with those 5 guys. For $10, it pays $180, and I'm gonna ride that out as long as there's no injuries amongst those 5. And I think I'm gonna hit it at least twice this season.
I like that. And you'll make money off of it at that point for sure.
I'll make
Hell, if
one
the
win
odds-
would break even. One win would be about to break even for
Right.
the season. But I don't know because there might be, obviously if
Well, wait, how are you going to do that with how is the bye weeks going to go? You're just going to do 4 at that point, or
probably.
Gotcha.
But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I'll win this week.
Yeah.
But it seems
covers
too
the whole
good to
year.
be true though, because what happens in these situations usually is okay. So Henry will get a touchdown, Chase will get a touchdown, Gibbs will score, Cook will score, but Kyron Williams won't. And then next week, Kyron Williams will have 2, and Gibbs will score, and Chase will score, and Henry will score, but Cook won't.
Yeah.
It'll always be 1. But I actually looked back at the season, and this thing I saw that it would have hit twice, and then I stopped looking any further. In the first 10 weeks or so, it would have hit twice.
Yeah. Hey, I like that idea.
Plus 1,704 is the odds on that parlay for this week. You got Kyron Williams and Jamar Chase are minus 135. Derrick Henry actually minus 140. And then the best odds is actually the worst odds is actually James Cook minus 105. Maybe it's because they're playing Baltimore. Maybe it's because everybody's expecting a regression, but he's healthy, ready to go. He's probably going to find the end zone, right? He was a machine last year.
You would hope. I think all Bills fans would hope anyway in that sense too for that. So
I'm always looking at some sort of little angle to do something different and stick with it. and see how it goes. And that's what I'm doing this year.
I like it.
So I'll keep you updated.
We will have that tallied then and ready to go.
Okay.
Generational wealth loading.
Look, one parting shot here.
Yeah.
Like, I bet for entertainment value,
Yeah.
it's like a game. It's almost like a video game. You remember when you were a kid playing those resource management video games, where you're like building a city or whatever.
Oh, like Sims or whatever.
Yeah, and you got your, your bank or whatever.
I was about to say, I don't think GTA counts.
But yeah, I want to see a positive balance in my account, and like I did last year, I actually did pretty well throughout the season leading up to the Super Bowl, and then I let everything right in the Super Bowl and lost like every bet.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it was a losing year. But I do it for entertainment purposes, not to try to make my car payment,
Right.
Or
The generational wealth thing is a joke. I need to preface it anytime I say it.
This stuff is hard. You're at a disadvantage. You're going the odds makers do it for a living, and then there's the vig, So it's tough to beat Vegas consistently over time.
I mean, it's kind of similar to something I'm doing, that line of thinking with my favorite NASCAR driver this year. Well, anyways, Bubba Wallace, and he's having statistically his best year ever. But
You bet him every race, no matter what. Or?
Top 10 each time. He usually hovers right at even money. I mean, he's got, I think, like 15 top 10s this year. I mean,
So you've done well.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, once you find that lane, you stay in it, and it's fruitful.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, and don't go chasing. Like, say you did that and Bubba didn't hit the first 3 weeks.
Right.
Don't, like, all of a sudden triple your bet to try to make your
Exactly.
money back. And same thing with football. I've seen it so many times or you hear about it where, feel really good about some games in the 1 o'clock window. And so you go heavy on them and you'll lose. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm going to put twice as much in on the 4 o'clock games I like. And then next thing you know, it's Monday Night Football and you're like down $500 and you're like wondering, it should be fun to watch the games. It shouldn't be stressful where you're throwing your remote at the TV.
Next thing you know, you're door dashing hot sauce.
Yeah. You're
for
robbing
dinner.
the DoorDash driver
Exactly.
just so you can eat.
Yep. Kyle's over there smirking.
Yeah, because he's right, but that I do get like that. I get really mad when
Come
I shouldn't,
on.
because sometimes I just can't believe it. It doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah. The worst is when you're right about something, but it doesn't cash because something stupid happened,
Yeah.
a bad call, a drop pass, or whatever it might be. But it's important now that betting is legal and available to everybody, like 18-year-old kids. It's do it for entertainment purposes. There's no such thing as there is such thing as professional gamblers, but it seems like a lot of young guys feel like they get it in their head like, oh, I may never have to work again because I'm gonna, figure out how to sports bet my way to
Not to do whatever about it here, right? But take it from guys right here, right? Who we didn't have that idea after we won our first 2 bets. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Now Kyle
believe us.
made some money last year.
right.
Yeah, I bought a brand new iMac computer with the money I
Yeah,
made.
there you go. And then you start back here. But some people, instead of taking their wins and buying their new iMac, will be like they'd be trying to next stop Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My winnings go to my student loan funds.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, it's like I said, it's for fun.
Yeah.
It's for fun. It's fun to try to get. I've always liked the fantasy sports. I've always liked all kinds of sports. I've always liked betting with my friends, and this is a way to kind of have a little skin in the game. But my God, your family still needs to eat.
Yeah.
Don't
not-
go too far.
Yeah. Nothing is ever worth it. It's freaking, at the end of the day, it's still sports, people. Like,
Right.
shit's going to happen, to put it bluntly. Believe me. So, all right. I think that does it for week 1, guys. We'll get out of
Be
here. on that
awesome.
note.
What about Red Zone before we go? There's
Oh, yeah.
changes
Yeah.
to Red Zone.
I don't know. I mean, I guess reading it now,
Commercials.
how they're going to do it, it's not going to be as bad, but still at the end of the day, I think Kyle, you brought,
Be like this.
yeah, I think Kyle, you
Double
brought,
box.
yeah, I think, but you brought it up off air, right? Like, I think I'm with you. I'd rather just have it be like it was last year. It was just like the overlays and stuff like that. And
Yeah, like they're just little pop-up ads that
Yeah.
come around the
Yeah.
games, and
Mhm.
I felt like they've done that for even a while. Just people didn't complain because it didn't affect the audio. It didn't.
Yeah, and everybody understands there needs to be sponsorship for these things. It's nothing's for free.
But now the game audio will actually turn off, and they'll run a commercial in the box that's next to it.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the worst because I thought they would actually go right to a commercial break,
Right.
Yeah, I know, but it's just still. We'll have to see how it is, but
and they said they won't do it during like the 3:30, 4 o'clock window. You know, when it gets crazy.
a
well, I
wishing
should hope
hour.
not. Yeah, but I mean, what's Scott Hansen going to say? 8 hours of commercial-free football starts now.
I think it's what he's saying. 7 hours of red zone football. I think is what
he
he
said that,
said.
Matt.
Not as exciting.
No. Another Syracuse guy, Scott Hansen.
Yeah, Scott Hansen. What's the odds on him finishing the season?
In the layout this week, 8 and 4, 8 games at 1, 4 at the 4 o'clock hour.
I know. If they didn't have that stupid Friday game in Brazil, it would be
could do
one more game.
Yeah, we could do 5 4
Yep.
o'clock games.
Yeah.
And that would have been a 4 o'clock game.
Yep.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Alas.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm playing golf at 7:08 a.m. I'll be
There you go.
home before noon and all set to go, and just sit there all day and night.
Yep.
The best.
Best.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially right now. I know you mentioned, I think Monday, right, Jim? It's a little bit still nice enough out. It's just a different kind of feel week one,
Yep.
kind of keeps everything.
What's the weather like Sunday, anyways?
It's a great question. I don't know. Theater of the mind. Oh, nice. Mine went straight to hourly. Sunday, high of 65, but sunny.
Yeah, it's football weather.
There you go. It's fall. As much as I maybe don't like fully all of
A
that.
little west wind.
Yeah.
Mostly sunny, high near 66. This is the Finger Lakes 1 weather center I'm looking at. Mostly sunny, high near 66. West wind 6 to 9. Sunday night, a low of 46.
It's gonna be a cold night in Buffalo.
Oof.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't worry. There will be members of Bill's Mafia, certain ones that aren't going to feel it.
Yeah, they'll have their shirts off and be drunk out of their minds.
Exactly.
Well, 46 degrees is like,
Summer in January.
yeah, for Buffalo. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yep.
It's the only good thing about summer ending is that fall begins and football starts.
Yeah. So can't beat it. Guys, good luck. Good luck to everybody else out there. And we'll be back at it again next Thursday, 2 p.m. Make our picks for week 2. How about it? We're moving on to week 2 in that sense.
Let's go.
You can find the FL1 Betting Podcast here on FingerLakes1.com, the FL1 YouTube channel, and all major podcasting platforms. Appreciate everybody for listening and tuning in. Good luck on your bets. We'll talk again next week.